Could you explain to me, please, what is this large, swirling blue circle on the floor? Oh, that's just a talking spot. It means we can talk here. Can we not talk anywhere else? Well, because, game mechanics, that's why. I really don't know what you mean, but sure. Whatever. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Endwalker. I'm trying to, start with something with these last few. I did it kind of as a gag on that first, episode, of post Endwalker. And then I ended up doing it for the second episode because it was raining at the beginning of that episode. And so I was like, every time I try to record, it's always raining. And now I just kind of feel like, hey, see, what can I come up with as an opener? I feel like that might work. I don't know if any of these openers have really worked, but they are what I've tried to do. So hopefully they have been at least mildly entertaining to you. You can let me know in the comment section. But yeah, let's talk to Zero here. Let's discuss the Mayhain. This is the place. The air is different here, and I speak not of the heat. There's a texture to it, a fullness, unlike that of elsewhere. You smell the cooking, I believe, and its cuisine is quite fragrant. It is wow! It is quite fragrant and delicious. I hope you will agree. I mean, if she doesn't have a sense of taste, we could attempt to introduce Zero to Miraide herself, but Milil is more likely to be available. Alright. I mean, Miraide looks like she's available. But yes, I realize what they're saying. Also, are these two dancers always here? I've never noticed them before, if so. They don't seem like they're anything special. They're just sitting over here dancing. But if they are always here, I have never noticed them. So, that's hilarious. Unfortunately, nothing could distract me from the fear I felt during the final days. But those worries are all behind us now, right? In that case, I'm off to enjoy some drinking and dancing. What is this drinking and dancing that she speaks of? Fun stuff. How would you... What? I said that as a joke, but now I'm actually trying to think of, how you would explain that to somebody that doesn't know what those are. Welcome to Miraide's Mayhain. Greetings, Milil. And may I introduce you to Zero. She is an esteemed guest, and I ask that you see to her meals during her stay. Ah, yes, Miraide has told me all. Please, come to us whenever you're hungry. We'll look after you. 'Twas here that Kassandra obtained the apple. While the palace... I am having real difficulty speaking. Holy crap. While the palace cooks can prepare whatever you desire, 'tis certainly a quick and convenient food. I'll remember it. Who are the ones there, moving their bodies about? Is it for some ritual related to eating? There we go. The dancers, they move their bodies to bring pleasure to those who are watching. Hey, that's a way of explaining it. 'Tis a form of entertainment, part of our culture. How needlessly complicated. We void-sent prefer simpler pleasures. That may be the way of it now, but Your world too must have had such complicated diversions once. I don't remember. Well, let us move on. I propose we visit Balshan Bazaar, where goods the world over may be found. Will these dancers still be here when I come back? Or was that actually something for the quest, I wonder? Because that would be cool. It would also explain why I don't remember seeing them. But that was, regardless, it's cool that they were included, regardless of whether they, especially if they were not there prior, then it would really be cool that they, are there now. So, speaking of which, so speaking of the bazaar, let me take a couple items out here, and I want to double check the unsung relics of Abyssos. No. Okay. I didn't think so. I'm missing fending gear for Gunbreaker. Oh no, I replaced them. I got the Renaskita Palanes of Fending. Okay. I actually did buy that. So I'm not missing anything. But yeah, you can see that I have a mix of both Purgatory and Augmented Lunar Envoy. And that's because I really didn't want to go spend the money on an entire set of Renaskita gear. But it looks like I have that, so we're good. Where is Dancer? There it is. So, but yeah, I have all of this stuff in my chocobo bag here. Let me swap those so that they're kind of in order. Oh, it must have been 4 for the pants then. Okay, that's probably what it is. Probably 4 for the pants. That's why I didn't have enough. That's fine. If I had had enough, I would have ended up buying extra stuff then on accident. So, good. Glad I didn't have to do that. Any talking points first? No. Okay. What are all these things for? What do you do here? This is a marketplace where people buy and sell goods. Since its earliest days, Ratatan has served as a trading hub, and here you'll find not only local products, but wares from distant lands. I should mention that the vendors generally only accept payment in coin or tomestones. If there is aught you should desire, I shall take care of it. So that's what tomestones are for. Voidsent returned with them on occasion, but I never knew their purpose. They struck me as useless trinkets. I couldn't understand your obsession with them. On that subject, there appear to be no shops in the 13th. Do you never make bargains in which possessions are exchanged? We do, but rarely. We strike bargains when we want something done. If we desire an object, we kill whoever has it. I see. Your bargains may be likened to employment, I believe. I shall bear this in mind. With that, let us continue on. I propose we head to the High Crucible of Alchemia. Alright, off to the High Crucible of Alchemia, in which I am glad I looked at the map because I would have teleported, and that would have taken me here. And the quest is here, so a world with light and life. So glad I checked, because I would have been like, ah crap, and had to come back. Hi Isu, I didn't even know you were here. Why, Master Vitra, how may we serve you this day? If you're here for your vessel, I'm afraid we're still tending to it. No, there is no need to rush. Pray, take as much time as you require. and know that I have complete faith in your work. The High Crucible is home to the finest alchemists. They are the ones who created my bodies, and can provide you with healing as well. Now that I think on it, you weren't at all surprised when I changed forms. Were you aware of my nature from the start? That I was a soul occupying a vessel not my own? It's hardly uncommon in our world. When given the chance, many shed their bodies to claim stronger ones. Oh, you must be the rumored guest. We've been most eager to meet you. If you have a moment, would you care to stay for some tea? The sisters know we'd love to hear your tales. No, I've had enough food for now. You can always obtain more without the need for inane chatter. No need to decline outright. I dare say you are tired, so let us save it for another time and return to Magaduta. If aught catches your eye en route, do not hesitate to say so. Alright. Are we actually going to Magaduta? No. See, again, so they are expecting you to walk all the way there, is what I'm getting. Because they expect me to walk here and then up here, or this way around. But either way, they expect me to come to Ruveda Fibers to end up there, you know? So, and this is why you always check your quests. I know that some people have commented, not like on my videos, but just in general. I didn't know that was dyeable. Huh. I might have to think about that. Sorry, distracted. I actually have that outfit. I just, I have it in my glamour dresser, but I just haven't used it. I didn't know it was dyeable. I might be able to do something with an outfit for it in that case. But yeah. I know some people have, mentioned before, well, quest tracking makes the game too easy. But, with this quest, it literally told me to go to Magaduta. But yet, here I am stopping at freaking Wind Left. So, and also there are quests that don't use a quest tracker in the game. So, and they tell you flat out that they don't. Some sort of fruit? Pitiful things, though. I imagine you need to eat a lot to derive any satisfaction. These are mulberry trees. While the fruits are indeed edible, more important are the leaves, which we feed to silkworms. Without the creatures, we wouldn't have the silk to make our famous Sevnarian weave. Those are mulberry trees? Furthermore, the bark of the tree also possesses medicinal properties. You would be hard-pressed to find a more useful plant. Is that so? Aside from food, I wouldn't have considered any other purpose for it. Master Vitra, and Kassandra, too. Hey! If it isn't young Marad, and that must be your sister, Yashla. Is all well at the orphanage? Yes, Your Excellency. The other children are very nice, and we all look out for one another. Oh, just the other day Estinian came to see us. Everyone was really excited. Truly, Estinian paid you a visit? That is well. Is she a new friend? Friend? You know what that is? What? You mean you don't? She is a visitor from a faraway land, you see, and it is still unfamiliar with our language. Then we'll teach you. Friend is someone you like to play with. Play with. Zenos seemed to be enjoying himself when he fought you. Is that the same thing? More or less. Absolutely not. More or less, sometimes. Can be. Sometimes you fight with people and enjoy and do stuff, and sometimes not. I see, but is having someone to play with so fulfilling? I still do not understand why. Why he traversed the great expanse. Why he risked life and limb for you. But I waste energy dwelling on such things. I am not Zenos. I started to gain nothing by knowing his heart. I stand to gain nothing by knowing his heart. I'm sorry I couldn't explain it well. There's no need to apologize. The fault is not yours, but mine for failing to make sense of your words. That's a good way of putting it. Well, we'd better go back to our errand. Goodbye. It was nice meeting you. Bye-bye. Alright. Oh, we're stopping right here. Okay. Through Zenos, I thought I understood the ways of your world. But the more I learn of it, the more I realize how little I actually know. It's also strange, your behavior and your reasons. I find myself baffled at every turn. But the feeling is not unwelcome. I'm learning, bit by bit. It was the right decision to join you. Buried memory. Hey! I bet that's the last quest. So far the last quests have both had the name of the patch. Gentle smile plays on Vershawn's lips. I believe Zero's time here has been rewarding, and 'twas in no small part due to your company. My thanks for agreeing to join us. Come, let us return to Magaduta. This, I bet, is the last quest, which is great. If so. Because then we'll be on current patch as of the time of recording this. By the time of release, this current patch will likely not be current patch. Because we have a month from now until 6.4 comes out. So, welcome back, Mistress Sevilla. Will you be heading to the guest chambers? But hey, I do have an idea for something that I can attempt to kind of finish this off before jumping into 6.3. It's something I also wanted to do, and so I waited.
街を回ってみた感想を聞かせてもらっても
So.
人間が多い
There are a lot of mortals.
あちらの世界から来た君にとってはそれが何よりの驚きだったということか
They would call each other people, I
この
think.
街には客人の案内を生業とする者もいる詳しく
Whoops.
いやあとは好きにうろつかせてもらうたくさんの情報を渡されたところで私の故郷について話せることはそう多くないからな歴史を歌った詩のいくつかは覚えているがそれだって真実かどうかはわからないんだそれでもよければ世界が闇に飲まれた原因と言われるメモリア戦争について語ろう
Contra Memoria.
ああよろしく頼む
今は闇に沈んだあの世界にもかつては光に満ちた穏やかで争いのない時代があったという。しかしある時闇の使徒が現れて人々に玄魔と呼ばれる闇の
Servants
化
of
け物を呼び
darkness.
出す術を与
The
え
Ashians.
祈りや願いによって強大な力を持つ玄魔が次々と呼び下ろされたんだ。
Eidolons.
闇の使徒がアシエンだとしたら、玄魔というのは万神のような存在でしょうね。
Right. We have them in our
お前
world.
たちの世界にも似たようなのがいるんだな。それならひとたび玄魔が現れたことで戦いが始まったことも想像できるんじゃないか。戦いとなれば弱き者が犠牲となる。世界全体を悲しみが包み込もうとしていた時、立ち上がったのがとある異能を持つ若者たちだった。
We gotta remember that this was the first time that the Ashians had done anything, too. Because despite the 13th being known as the 13th was the first that they attempted to, like, convert and rejoin.
玄魔の
So,
エーテルをメモリアに封じる能力。もって彼らはメモリア使いと呼ばれることになる。私の母はその一人だった。玄魔を封じる過程で強い闇を浴びてしまったことで体内にいた私が汎用になってしまったというわけだ。
つまりあなたのような汎用は闇の反乱が起きる前から存在していたのね。
では闇の反乱はいかにして起こったのだ。メモリア使いによって世界が平和になったのなら最悪の目も積まれたように思えるのだが。
光当たる場所には必ず影が生じるということだ。世界を救ったはずのメモリア使いがそこに封じた闇の力に見入られてしまった。
They were seduced by the
信じがたい
darkness.
ことに彼らはメモリアの闇の力を用いて人間を魔物、お前たちの言う用意に変えることで玄魔に代わる軍勢を組織し戦争に利用し始めたんだ。
戦争の功労者が手にした力ゆえに道を誤つ。
メモリア使いが皆そうだったわけじゃない。そういった闇の勢力に対抗する光の勢力もまた存在していた。私はひたすら戦い、多くの闇を払った。だが、結局奴らを全滅させることはできず、力が尽きかけたその瞬間、
They broke the
世界が
balance.
壊れたんだ。
The flood of darkness.
闇の反乱が起きたということ。
星の光が天から消え、黒き帳が全てを包み込んだ。闇の本流は次元の壁にひびを入れ、私はなすすべもなくそこに吸い込まれてしまった。そうして次元の狭間に閉じ込められてから長い長い永遠にも思える時が過ぎた。ある時偶発的に開いた小さな穴を見つけて 私は狭間を脱することに成功したんだ。そして目にしたのがお前たちも見たあの世界。何もかも終わってしまった故郷の姿だった。
なるほど。だから君は汎用のまま闇の反乱によって完全な用意になることもなく第13世界に戻ったのだな。
Interesting.
私の気持ちはともかく旗から見たら幸運者だ。汎用じゃなかったらあそこに戻れたところで一日と持たず用意に食われていただろうからな。初めから終わっていた私だからこそ終わった世界でもあり続けられたんだ。
Man, oh man.
終わった世界ですって。果たして本当にそうかしらね。第13世界はまだそこに存在していてよ。
It is indeed.
どういう意味だ。
We can reverse it?
少し長くなってしまうけれど、ここ原初世界と共存世界の関係、そして世界統合の仕組みについて説明させてちょうだい。
This will take a while. Many cutscenes will play in sequence. That would have been funny. Be warned, many cutscenes will play in sequence. Should you choose to continue, please set aside an appropriate amount of time.
では
There's a lot to
統
explain.
合されてしまった共造世界と違って私の世界はまだ。
私たちは光に飲まれた第一世界も見てきたわ。あちらには光の巫女によって残された土地があったから第13世界と完全に同じ条件ではないけれど、それでも壊滅的な打撃を受けた世界に失われていたバランスを闇を取り戻したことは間違いない。その後大地をめぐる属性エーテルを冷気させることでエデンを再生させた少女たちもいると聞いたわ。
We just gotta bring
だったらいつの
Eden.
日かボイドにも希望を芽吹かせられるかもしれない。その可能性を否定できて。
We just gotta, carry Eden in there.
もちろん
And
現段階で
bang!
確証のない話よ。そう都合よくはいかないかもしれない。
Can you imagine if we brought Eden into freaking the 13th? Like, what would happen? Like, being of absolute pure light entering the 13th. You know?
世界の危機に立ち向かってきた経験からあなたに伝えられることはあると思うの。
We just gotta deal with Golbez first,
い
really.
や待て、さっきから何を言ってるんだ。それじゃあまるであの世界を
We're going to attempt to.
お前たちがボイドにやってきたのは
アジュダヤを探すため。危険な異界で余計なことに首を突っ込んでいる余裕などない。だからといって黙って通り過ぎることも
Former
できる。
Zions.
元暁は物分かりのいい連中じゃない。
Right.
そう
We
だよな
really do.
相棒。
They do. Old habits do die hard. Indeed. You kidding me?
アジュダヤが用意にとらわれているのであれば
Absolutely.
世界から闇を払うことは彼女を救うことにもつながる。
Whoops.
勝手にしろ。私は別にあの世界をどうにかしたいなんて思っちゃいない。
You have no desire to save that world.
それならそれで
So you
結構。
say.
だが私たちには用意を倒すことができる君の力が必要だ。共に来てくれないだろうか。
言っただろう。私に協力を求めるならエーテルを差し出せと。しかもお前たちはゴルベーザに目をつけられている。契約は高くつくぞ。ひとまずこれは手付金が
Look at all that food. Do 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 do. No, meanwhile in the 13th, I honestly expected it to then say meanwhile in the 13th. That might come here though, or not. Because I mean, Gomez has to be aware now that we've, defeated freaking, what's her name? Though our time in the void was short, we managed to ascertain that my sister yet lives, and it cannot be overstated how fortunate we are to have met Zero. But the greater blessing is nevertheless you, my friend, for your encouragement to embark upon my search anew, and your help in overcoming the challenges thus far. The frick? Golbez and his minions will seek to stymie our efforts. Of this we can be sure. But with you all at my side, I have confidence that we will succeed, that we will find and liberate my sister, and that we shall return home together. Alright. Quest completed! Oh, well. Alright, that's 6.2 complete. Meanwhile, on the 13th... Meanwhile, elsewhere. Yep. There it is. I figured that would come up. The Dark Throne. Oh, was that his minion that we saw?
スカルミリョーネに続いてバルバリシアも敗れたか。使えぬ奴らよ。
我らをメモリアにするという力は本物のようです。
竜を探しているという話も気になる。いつかここにもたどり着くかもしれんな。聖戦の時は近い。今のうちに皇庫の憂いは立っておくべきか。
I bet this is what's going to be 6.5 and possibly the expansion.
私に策があります。
Whoops.
ただし、それを確実なものとするには、カイナッツォの力も必要になりますが。俺は戦いを楽しめれば何でもいい。お前に使われるのは尺だが、頭を使うのも好きじゃねえからよ。
自信があるのは結構。しかし、バルバリシアの二の舞にはなるまいな。
Not forget the cost of failure.
悲願を果たさぬまま朽ちるつもりはございません。聖戦の礎となれるのであれば、この炎をもって喜んで我が身を焼き尽くしましょう。
So I'm betting that this is Rubricant. I've seen, while, going across YouTube, I've seen plenty of, here's the theme of Rubricant, or whatever his name is. I'm just like, I don't know who that is, but cool. But he's like a big fire dude on the thumbnail. I'm betting that's who that is.
そうか。ならば行け。
必ずや吉報をお耳に入れましょう。
Oh boy.
久々に大暴れできるぜ。
So I'm betting Kignazo is going to be the boss of the dungeon. And then Rubricant is going to be the boss of a trial. And then Gomez will be a trial in 6.4. We already know that much. But we don't know, like, the dungeon or the bosses.
たとえ四天王のすべてを失ってなお、
Or if we do, I don't know it.
飛べてはならんのだ。我が聖戦にとってこの停滞の力は障害となる。己が加護を与えし者に打たれる運命を呪いながら消え去るがいい。あの時の決意に誓って。
Oh.
そして門は開かれた。これでようやく祝願を果たすことができる。
Oh. All right then. Welp. All right, I guess we'll save that for, I'm guessing that, that's going to be part of 6.4. So we find out about that. We could hop into 6.3, but before we do, I want to see whether... So, I did do a Galaya as, one part of one of the episodes. I don't remember the exact reason, but I remember that I ended up doing it during one of the episodes. So I figure, why not also do Euphrasia in one of the episodes as well? I'm going to give it a moment to see if I even get into it. And we'll go from there. So I will return in a little bit, I'm sure. Still in this episode, of course. And we'll either be, either jumping into Euphrasia or talking to Varshan. Maybe as we're waiting on Euphrasia. Not too bad. I mean, it's 4 healers and, one other DPS. So it might not be a lot of people right now. And that might be an issue that we're going to encounter, is that there might not be a lot of people. That are, on their level 90s doing this content. They might be doing freaking, Tower Paradigms breach here for the Moogle Tomes. It's actually how I got the hairstyle that I have. It's one of the things with the Moogle Tomes. I don't know what normally gives it to you, but it's something I got from that, so I thought that was nice. So, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pause here. The numbers are going up, so we'll probably get into Euphrasia at some point here, so I'll be right back. There it is. It was sitting at needing tanks. I was like, alright, what if I just switch to tank and join in? Poof, instant. I've never tanked this before. It should be fine though. Because even though I've never actually tanked it, I shouldn't be. You know, main tank. Especially when I tell them, like, never tanked it before. Yeah, I mean, look at how pretty this place is, though. So cool. You got this. Gonna post it in Alliance as well, as soon as it lets me. So. Just so that the other two tanks know. And can hopefully pick up any slack. But yeah, this will be my first time doing... Honestly, I don't even think I've done a tank in a raid since freaking level 50 raids. So, this is going to be interesting. I don't think I've ever tanked Mach or anything. So you have chosen death. Oh, that lag. Oh my gosh, and it's just the animations that are lagging though. You can see everything else is running fine. But that lag, it can't really be anything with OBS because, like, I'm not streaming or anything. But oh boy, is there lag. It's wild to see, honestly. But yeah, I more or less know these fights. That skill mostly, that seems like that skill is the one lagging the most. Ow. I thought I had another like half a second to move, but I did not. Stay in close. If it's planes, get in close. If it's flowers, move away. Also, I have about face. In just a moment, I'm gonna walk away. So I didn't need to move away from her. But yeah, so far, I mean, you know, a whole whopping one boss, of course. But so far, things are working fine. Really? That's somebody's macro for res? Okay, starting with blue. Then yellow. Oh, I hope this lag isn't indicative of like what blue lag that I'm gonna deal with her, like attacks. And again, it's just animation lag. Everything else is fine. I'm not actually like lagging, you know, to the server. It's more like I'm receiving slower, I guess. So I'm about to get hit by about face. Probably when she switches to freaking planes. Nope. Okay. It was actually when this skill went off. That was interesting. Oh, and now we're switching to planes. Now we need to be close. So I'm really stocking up on my freaking gunblader things. I have never seen this amount of lag before. This is wild to me. Like, holy crap. It's kind of interesting. But also, like, holy crap, dude. You know? Blue. Or yellow. Then blue. And then blue. Did I get hit by the first one and I just didn't see that then? Because yellow was not the first one. Also, lots of people got hit there, and I think it's because the last one was yellow. But it's so regularly blue that none of us realized that it was blue. Like the last 4 and 5 are usually blue. And so I don't think anyone realized that it was blue-yellow there. Nobody paid attention. I know I didn't. I'm gonna have to remember to watch those tank busters though, because the tank busters are big damage. Alright, I need to actually remember to freaking pay attention to the loot rolls on this one. I always forget. Oh, well, I mean, right there. I can get some better pants immediately. I'm just wondering, like, because I do tanking so little, do I want to hold off? Nah. I'm not gonna. Wait, are these actually lagging? These are feet. These are feet. Frick! Those were feet, not legs. I needed legs. That's one thing I really kind of dislike, is they have this tendency to name both, like, freaking lag items and feet items the same thing. And so I look at it and it's like, oh yeah, no, that's a lag item based off the name. But it's like, nope, it's actually a feet item. This is wild, this freaking lag. Also, need to up the BGM. Freaking, this is Euphrasia. Got one of the best freaking themes in the game. I either cannot sing at all, or I can sing, like, perfect. on like a daily like thing, you know, matter. Why did they aggro my... Whatever. I'm pretty sure that the point... Oh my gosh, look at this! This is amazing! Just watching, like, my character... Like, I'm hitting buttons and my character is just not changing. But my skills are still going off the way they're supposed to. You know, my character's not playing in animation, but my skills are very clearly still going off. It's insane. Like, look at that. Oh, wait. Tank, freaking triple tank bust. Oh, I failed. That was one of those, like, all of the tanks have to be in one spot things. Also, where is far? Where is proximity in this case? We kind of had him in the middle. Which, honestly, might have been part of the problem. Because I think we legitimately had him in the middle. So... Guess not. I was like, should I take Nemea? But then another tank took her, so nope. I'm just kind of a DPS here. This is the other card. I don't remember what this one is. This is not the face towards or away from card set. So I don't actually know what this is. I encountered this the last time, that apparently there's like 2 different card sets. Made by the spinner to become pyretic. Okay, but what is pyretic? What does it do? I didn't get a chance to see. Didn't get a chance to hover over that. So it's not look at or look away from. I don't remember what it is. Which is a little unfortunate. Had to be heavy. Whoa, get over here. Doing a good job of that. Missile great axe. Also, like, I know my camera is like focused down a lot, and I apologize for that. You know, I'm sure you want to like look at Althic and Nemea and such, but like I'm looking down to try and figure out what, you know, their markers and stuff are. Oh wait, I got it. Oh, I don't think I did. I don't think I was in range of that. That was a 2. Okay. There goes that. As close as you can to the thing. Otherwise you're gonna go flying. I actually survived that. That's the first time I've ever survived that. That's awesome. this is gonna, let's see, rolling deep freeze if not continuously in motion. Okay. So this one I have to keep moving. Game, I didn't even get a chance. That was not the right skill to use there. Okay, until time accelerates. 2. Again. 3. That's death. There, I had no ability to get over there. Thank you for the res. Oh, somebody's dropping freaking LB. Great. I'm just gonna stand as close to Nebula as possible, so that when the next like tank buster pops up, if it does, you know, we're right there. Some Pyric when the effect ends. Might not matter. Yeah, there we go. I was gonna say it might not matter simply because of that. Oh boy. Doing alright so far for, you know, tanking for the first time ever in a freaking alliance raid since freaking level 50. Also, I wish it would auto pass on things that you can't freaking roll on. So annoying. Oh, I really wish people wouldn't stack mobs like this. I get that we can do more DPS this way, but it's so freaking ridiculous. And we've got 30 freaking AoEs going off all in the same spot. This is why you don't do this. Maybe not the best idea to stack all of them. That was a little ridiculous. Not that they care at all, because that's just what they do. It's not what you're supposed to do at all. Alright, well here's Halone. Oh boy, Tetratigos. Alright. In, or out, left. Right. Yeah. Out, left. In, right. Got it. I got it right, even if I almost goofed in saying it. In, left, right, out. Doom Sphere. I got this one. Don't think I was supposed to get that one, but I got that one. Nobody from Alliance B came in that direction. I don't think I was supposed to go on that one. Alright. Oh, forward. It hurts to get hit by that, just saying. And back. At least you're getting my real reactions to everything. Like, these are not fake reactions. These are me being like, oh crap, constantly. Okay, right here. This one took me about 3 runs before I understood. This, like, particular move, I mean. Like, how to tell what she was doing here. Is this where she does the thing? Nope, this is the other thing. Got it. Need to remember that when the ice comes up, I can step into it. Because I always wait for the ice to go away first, and then it's too late. See, in a worse MMO, that's not how it would work. Going over here, because this is where my alliance is. I'm pretty sure each tank attempted to stay with their alliance. I don't think it matters so much whether the tank is in, you know, here to help, you know, fight or whatnot, but still. Frick. So uncoordinated. I don't have a big, like, defense move like other people do. I can do this, but I'm not Paladin who has the, like, big, I protect everybody thing. One thing I've never seen in a raid. People watching AoE. I try. Oh boy. Oh frick, it's this thing. Yep, there's the frozen. I realized that that was gonna happen. I was like, well, I'm gonna get froze. Alright. In, right, left, out. Right, left, out, followed by that. Let me tell you, this is not easy. I love this raid though. It's so much fun. Like, it really is. Let's go over this way. Like, this raid is so much fun. We're actually, like, kinda not doing great though, DPS wise. Like, we're doing fine. People are alive. Just usually when she starts repeating her pattern, she's usually much lower. At least in the, you know, raids that I usually see. I like that I'm just sliding around and not moving. Ouch, pain. Left, right, in, out. Okay. Left, right, in, out. Oh, you frick. Gotta remember that you can move while an animation is going on, and it still counts. Or rather, it doesn't count, however you want to word that. Over here. And going that way! Woo. Oh, this freaking attack. Hang on. Go, go, go! Oh, okay. This way. Oh boy! That was rough. Pathetic cloak of casting. That's fine. Can't get any of this stuff anyway. But I haven't... We will wait for cutscenes. Yes. Only one other divinity would abide in the heaven of ice. I always say this because the first time I did this and I saw her, I said this. And since it's in an episode, I have to say this, but first time I walked in here, I saw her and I went, oh no, she's hot. I love her so much. Honestly, like, if I were to pick who I think is the most attractive out of everybody so far, it's Menfina. 100% Menfina. Which is funny because you would think I would be interested in like Halone, since she's the one that like wears a, you know, revealing outfit and whatnot, but alright, we're going. I've also never done any of this as melee, so gonna have to really watch her tells here. The moon! This is seriously my favorite, like, raid song. I love this one so much. Also, by the way, I think I said it in Aglaya, but I didn't get Radiance in that episode. I still have not gotten Radiance. I've done Aglaya like 3 times since. Straight line, okay. Wasn't entirely sure, so I was worried if it was like a cone and we needed to like not stack, but you know, something akin to, you know? But it's a straight line, so we were good. feel like I have less lag on this fight, though. I have not seen as much like, you know, animation stalling on this fight. Whoa, I gotta get to this one. Yo! Don't stand there. Alright, this is where these things spawn. Time for phase 2. Now watch those AoEs. That person walked into me with their AoE. Did you see that? I don't think they did it on purpose, but like, they were like, oh, I gotta move, and then walked towards me. I'm like, really? What the heck, dude? Garlemald! I might be able to record, and I don't know for sure, especially since this is still quite a ways out, but hopefully by the time 6.5 comes out, I will have started earning disability. I am in the process of getting to court. I have gotten my rejection. But so what I'm saying is, like, I'm hoping that by the time 6.5 comes out, that I will be able to, like, record that, stream it, something, like, you know, like my actual first run of that, you know. So, I don't know for sure, though. I won't know until it comes. Like, I probably won't, this part, I probably won't be able to record, the first run of, not Asphodelos, but Pandemonium. I'm trying to think of what the name for the whole place is, but I don't know what the name for, like, the next section is. So I'm trying to think of, like, the name for the whole place. Pandemonium. I know I won't be able to record my first run of Pandemonium. Because again, that's only coming out, that's coming out in what, a month? So, yep, I knew that was gonna happen. I realized after that I was running, like, diagonally, and that's never a good thing. And that's why I was on that side. Moon. Where is the moon? Moon begin. Oh, it's over there. I didn't even see it. I need to be on this side. Whew. I did not think I was going to avoid that. Also, I'm sure somebody's, like, watching how I'm playing and going, Serene, you're completely missing, like, to use entire buttons. And while true, I mean, I'm mostly just DPSing, not tanking, so I think it's okay. I think she was gonna shoot back. Oh no, okay. That was part of that previous attack, I think. I've been forgetting to hit my freaking thing with those. So my damage bits for those, so. Oh boy, that was rough, but we did it. As we're feeling, I don't even need to look at those. Wind up Alone, sure. I don't need them in. I have Minfina. So weird that the gods are 3-star cards, by the way. Favor, Rhythm of the Realm. I do have Dedicated to Moonlight. I realized that I could buy that the Orchestrion rolls here are not untradeable, and I immediately bought that the moment I found out what it was called. So, oops. I could have used the experience from that. Oh well. Alright, well. We have cleared both Euphrasia and Aglaya on camera, which I like. I hope you enjoyed watching me go through both of those as kind of an extra into these episodes here. Roll, please. Please. Bold of you to assume I have something better to do than wait for loot to roll off. Somebody is sitting here purposefully not rolling so that just as a troll, that's what's going on. And I hate that. Basically, they're hoping that if they wait long enough, everybody will just give up and leave. And then they'll get everything. But we stay in here, man. We stay in here. But yeah. Oh, things are starting to finally go out. Yay. That means that means that somebody decided to start to roll. Oh my gosh. You can buy it. Alright. But yes, that is actually how I got dedicated to Moonlight. So. But yeah, whoever it was that was purposefully holding off, like, after they did the Minfina cards, then they were like, okay, well, maybe if I wait a bit more, then maybe, you know, because, like, now I've tricked people into thinking that everything's going to go off. Maybe that'll be like, oh, and now. And then it didn't. It didn't, and finally they just gave up and rolled. I hate when people do that. They need to, like, lower the loot wait time on everything. Like, I get it. People are waiting for, like, they want to make sure people can get through cutscenes, but most of the cutscenes are way short. Or shorter, I should say, than that. And so it's kind of ridiculous that you can just sit there and wait for, what, 300 seconds? Like, there's no reason that it needs to be that long. But with that, I do hope you all have enjoyed thus far. I have been super enjoying this. I'm very eager to see the rest of the 6.3 content. You know, get that last dungeon, get that last trial, you know. At least that's what I'm assuming, is that both trial and dungeon. So, because like there's always a dungeon and then there's usually a trial. I was surprised that there wasn't last time, so, but yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm sure that, you know, it will, I'm sure that will end up, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up now. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, feel free to check the playlist for any of the episodes that you might have missed. Let's see, there is, I still really kind of like this coat better. Especially when it's in the pink, honestly. I kind of just like this coat. Not that one. The freaking, this one. Freaking Thancred coat, you know? But yeah, like I said, hopefully you enjoyed. I am trying to remember the words for the outro, and they are not coming to my mind at all, and that bothers me. Like, that annoys me to no end. So, ay. Oh, I actually don't have, interesting. Very interesting. Alright. So, with that said, I have said nothing. I'm realizing. I'm gonna figure this out. Just hang on. I think my brain was being distracted by doing that, though, so that was probably the big, part of it. So, playlist for episodes you missed. Check the video description down below for a link to Discord and Patreon. There we go. Those are the words. I'm starting to wonder if I should just record it and then just hit play on a file so that I don't have to keep, because I'm always getting it wrong. But yes, I will support the channel, and you can come on out, hang out with us, chat, all that. And with that, I'll see you all next time. See you later.